So, do you know what kind of microphone you need? I get asked this question all the time, and you don't need this many, I can tell you that. So today I thought I would talk to you a little bit about how to decide what kind of microphone you actually need. And the reason that I thought I would share this is because I have a brand new microphone. I'm going to tell you why I selected this microphone as well, but definitely stick around because at the end I will tell you exactly how to determine what you need for a microphone. Okay, so as always with these live videos, please feel free to comment, ask questions. I'm always happy to answer your questions. So this is my brand new microphone. It is the Shure MV7. And the reason that I got this microphone is for this reason exactly. So there you go. That microphone is, there we go, out of the shot, but you can still hear me. The MV7 is a dynamic microphone. This is important for you to know just because there are two different types of microphones. There's the dynamic and the condenser. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to get super technical today. I do want you to know that you don't need to know a lot of this stuff, but I am sharing it with you so that you understand a little bit about how to choose a microphone. So this is a dynamic microphone. The MV7 is dynamic, meaning that it is going to primarily pick up sound coming directly at me. This is my old microphone, an excellent microphone, the ATR 2100. It is also a dynamic microphone. So the key thing to know when you're selecting a microphone is that a dynamic microphone is going to pick up what is right in front of the microphone versus a condenser, which is going to pick up the whole room. So if you're using one mic to talk to two people, you need a condenser. You need something that's going to pick up both sides of the microphone. But if you are just you want to look for a dynamic microphone. This is the ATR 2100. This is the one that I recommend the most to women who are doing video because it's inexpensive and for the most part it is going to do the job. But there are a couple of key questions you need to ask before you decide whether or not this is the microphone for you. So stick around, I'm going to tell you exactly how to figure out which microphone is right for you. So if I recommend the ATR 2100, why did I go to the MV7 Shure? Here's the reason. The MV7 Shure, which you can't see right now, it's over here, right, has this great setting that kind of turns it into a mini shotgun, meaning it can be out of the shot. Whereas with the ATR, if I want the best audio, the microphone needs to be about here. And for the most part, this is great for podcasters. It's great if you are, if you like this look, if you want the microphone in your shot, great. Most of the time, I move my hands around a lot and I kept hitting the microphone. So that's why I decided to go with the Shure MV7 because I can have it out of the shot, use that mini shotgun feature and still have it pick up most of what I am saying. So hopefully you agree that it sounds pretty good. Hopefully, because I should warn you, the MV7 is much more expensive than the ATR 2100. So once again, it's kind of a luxury mic, not necessary. You can get away with another mic. Now, how do you decide what mic is right for you? Here are the key things you need to keep in mind. Number one, on a very surface level, you need to think about your videos from the perspective of people need to be able to see you and hear you. That's the critical part of an effective video. People need to be able to hear you and see you. You can't have it so that people are straining to hear you. You can't have it so that there's a lot of background noise. You can't have it so that they feel like it's distracting for them because of the poor audio. So this is critical that they can just see you and hear you. That's number one. So for a lot of people, especially if you're using your smartphone, you might not need a microphone. The microphone on your smartphone might be enough, especially if you're in a controlled environment. So in some cases, you might be looking for what I have here. If you're using your desktop, you might be looking for something that can plug into your computer. That's the other thing you need to know is exactly what are you plugging into? Because not all microphones are going to plug into every place where you might be recording video. Take this, for example. This is a little shotgun mic that plugs into a smartphone. Now, This one is for an Android. It's a different one for an iPhone. So you need to make sure you're buying the right microphone. In this case, this is a shotgun mic. It needs to be pointed at the person who's speaking, right? That is something that you're going to use. You may sometimes see me using this, right? This is a little lapel mic. I only use this when I'm recording to my professional camera. I don't use it when I'm recording here on my webcam because I would have to go through an interface. I have done it, I've tried it, and the interface is just one more thing that can go wrong, especially with lives, to get in your way. So that's really key. Now, I saw a question pop up here, so I'm just going to take a second and see if I can see that. It seems to have disappeared. If you have a question, please pop it in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer your questions about microphones. So the thing that we're looking at here, and the reason I'm showing you all these different microphones, is because the second thing you need to know is, where is the microphone getting plugged in? This is going to be critical because you need to make sure that your microphone isn't going to get in the way of your video being recorded. So, hi, Lori. Maybe we have met in real life. Who knows? It's very possible. You know what? Sidebar, Lori, I get this comment all the time. I have one of those faces. People always think they know me. So maybe we've met, or maybe you've just met someone who looks just like me. I think there's a lot of us out there. It's okay, Lori. I love live. That's why I love live, because we can have a conversation. Okay, so back to microphones. You need to make sure that the microphone you're picking is going to work with the camera that you're using. So the camera that you're using is going to depend entirely on the style and type of video that you're doing. In some cases, you might be using multiple different cameras. I use this webcam. I use a professional camera. It's a Sony. And I also will use my smartphone, depending what kind of video I'm doing. So you need, before you pick your microphone, you need to know what system you're plugging into. You need to know what camera you're going to be using. And this is really, really critical. Now, the style and type of video that you're going to make has everything to do with your plan, your video marketing strategy. Don't just make videos the way that other people make videos. You need to know that you're connecting and saying, sharing the right message with the right people on the right platform with the right type of video. So this is really critical before you even think about buying a microphone. You need to be intentional about the kinds of videos that you're making. Okay, so a couple of questions here that I want to address. What about the clip mic when you're using your phone on site, for example? Okay, so Elizabeth, this is a good question. So I showed you this one, which is a little lapel mic. It's wired, and it's actually an RF mic. So it's a wireless mic, even though it has a wire. It's a wireless mic that goes to a transmitter that gets plugged into my camera. And it gets plugged in using a USB. I'm just looking around to see if I have a USB. Kind of looks like that 3-prong. And so that is the kind of camera that I have. You have to be very careful to make sure that it can plug in. Now, what you're talking about is a wireless clip mic that is Bluetooth, right? This works well with your phone, but you need to make sure that you have the app that's going to be able to communicate with your camera. So if you're going to use a Bluetooth clip mic, then just make sure that you have the right interface and test it. Make sure that it sounds good. Test it against not having a clip mic. So this can be really surprising for some people. And here it is. If your camera is always going to be close to you, if you're not across the room, then oftentimes the built-in mic sounds better than a mic that has to go through the Bluetooth system. So test these things out. But yeah, you can definitely get a Bluetooth mic at the higher end, the one that I recommend to my clients who are doing things like Pilates and yoga. They're instructing far away from the camera, so they definitely need that clip mic. What I recommend to them is the Rode Go. So look into that. Elizabeth says, As far as the interface complications go, I don't want to be, yeah, that's the thing. Keep it simple and test what you have, because this is what's really important. And I said it before, I'll say it again. If people can hear you without there being any distraction from your audio quality, then you're doing your job, right? Because what you have to say is so much more important than some of these technical things that we can sometimes get caught up with, right? This whole technical overwhelm that happens with video happens because we're trying to live up to some kind of standard that is just not necessary. If you're focused on your message and your message is strong and valuable, then it really doesn't matter that you don't look all shiny and polished like a professional video, right? If the message is strong, people will listen as long as they can hear you, right? Elizabeth is on site at a showroom and the corded clip that plugs into the phone. Okay, well, that's great. As long as the distance isn't a problem for you, then that's great. You know, the nice thing about being clipped in and having the microphone close to you, especially if you're on a site where you're not able to control the environment, it allows you to be a little bit closer to the microphone, because sometimes those onboard mics on your smartphone will pick up a little bit more atmosphere, a little bit more ambience. Now, this is the other one that can really help with that. And this is for a smartphone because it is pointing, it's only going to pick up what's directly in front of it. So play around, test these things out. Oftentimes you can buy a microphone, and if it doesn't sound better than no microphone, you can send it back. So keep that in mind too. All right, so just to recap, I'm so glad, Elizabeth, that you're going to test those out, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see those videos. I've been waiting to see videos. All right. So the key things to take away here are, if you're going to be selecting a microphone, make sure that the microphone works with the camera that you're using most of the time. You may, if you use two different cameras, you may need two different microphones. Second, see if you even need a microphone. Chances are the onboard microphone, especially with the smartphones, might be good enough. Don't let the lack of a microphone stop you from creating videos. And number three, the most important thing is that you are very clear about the style and type of video that you need to be making to be creating effective videos for your business. You need to know what kinds of videos you should be making, who you're talking to, and where those videos are going to be released in order for your videos to be effective. It is so much more about that than the fancy microphone that you may or may not have. So I hope this has really helped you. And I want to let you know that if you are struggling to figure out what kinds of videos you should be making, where you should be posting them, who you should be talking to with your videos, then take advantage of my free video marketing mapping session. This is a free 30-minute strategy call where we're going to sit down and talk about your business. We're going to figure out who you should be targeting, what kind of videos you should be doing, and how you're going to create them. We do it all in 30 minutes, and it's totally free. So I'll put the link in the description. Click it, get on my calendar, and let me help you create videos that are effective and sound great. I hope this has helped, and I look forward to your comments if you're watching this on the replay. Talk to you soon.